Hi, I'm Marushi. Hello, I'm Harshita.
And I'm Hansita, and we are Humanity Exists Everywhere. Today we will be talking a little bit about what NMOD is, and then providing examples of how it was violated.
NMOD was established in 1976. It stands for Environmental Modification Convention. It establishes the limits of what can happen to the environment during armed conflicts. NMOD began when the issue of artificial modification was brought to international attention. At the time, the two main superpowers, the US and the USSR, held conferences, negotiations, and discussed how to limit the damage done to the environment due to military causes. They agreed upon 4 articles, which basically listed and defined the rules on how to protect the environment, and that formed NMOD.
These environmental manipulation laws were put into place to limit the damage done to the environment caused specifically by human violence. It prohibits any deliberate manipulation of natural processes that could result in natural disasters like hurricanes, tidal waves, and changes in climate. NMOD also prohibits any actions in war that could result in damage that is severe, long-term, and widespread.
So, what does it mean when the article says widespread, long term, and severe damage? Widespread means anything that encompasses thousands of kilometers. Long term means anything that is over the course of a couple of months, approximately a season or more. And severe is anything that has significant damage to the human population, natural, and economic resources.
As many of us know, during World War II, atomic bombs were dropped on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. These bombs were disastrous and caused irreversible damage to the environment. High degrees of radiation were emitted and carried by the wind beyond the bombed cities. This radiation later dispersed and led to air contamination. An estimated 200,000 people suffered as a result of these bombings. Many people died instantly from the heat, and the people that survived had a significantly higher chance of developing cancer. Schools, factories, houses, and many other infrastructure was partially or entirely incinerated. This violated the law against severe and widespread damage.
As seen on our Instagram and blog last week, a prevalent example of environmental destruction is Agent Orange. During the Vietnam War, the United States purposefully used a toxic herbicide to destroy forests, trees, and other vegetation. Although this rainbow herbicide never seemed cruel, it created such devastation that quickly took its toll on both civilians and the environment. Agent Orange, a mixture containing one of the most widely known carcinogens, impacted the people of Vietnam in a lethal manner. Unfortunately, many civilians still struggle with cancer and birth defects. Moreover, large portions of land are still unusable to this day. Preventing another situation like this is exactly why NMOD is in place. Slide. So the Gulf War was another example that violated IHL and NMOD. Unlike our other 2 examples, it takes place after the rules of NMOD were established. And it is the worst oil spill in history. Iraq, which had wrongly invaded Kuwait, had control of all their oil resources and deliberately dumped over 4 million barrels of oil into the Persian Gulf. Their reason was to prevent the US Marines there, but subsequently this caused long-term damage to the environment. It covered 600 square miles and the oil was 5 inches thick and very irreversible. Even now, almost 30 years later, out of the 22 separate locations where the oil was dumped, only 6 have been recovered. Despite human efforts, the others remain affected with little to no recovery. It also affected the Gulf War veterans, where they suffer from Gulf War syndromes, which could include cognitive problems, insomnia, rashes, diarrhea, memory problems, and fatigue. This is a violation of IHL. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, website, and YouTube channel, which will all be linked in the description below. Have a great day.